What's up, YouTube? Welcome back. So, I want to come through right quick for a moment and talk about Vice President elect Kamala Harris. And more so, I just want to relate it back to black folks, especially black women. All right, so as we know, um, the presidential election has been called, and they have called it in favor of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. So now, we officially have, our first female vice president, as well our first president of color, you know, whether male or female. So, Kamala Harris, she did break some barriers there. And congratulations to her and Joe Biden on their win. But notice that I did say, person of color and not black. And that's kind of like what I want to talk about. Um, Basically, the cut to the chase, you know, for you, is Kamala Harris a black woman? I'm especially posing this question to black women out there. Do you feel that Kamala Harris is, a sister? You feel like she's one of your sisters that you can um, relate to and who represents you and all that good stuff. But I'll give my opinion. Me personally, I don't really feel that Kamala Harris is, a black woman. I'll say that she's black adjacent because she's, biracial. She's mixed with black. And, I know some people will come through and be like, oh, well, what about Barack Obama? Folks was all talking about he was, the first black president. And that's true. But I do think that there are some differences between Kamala Harris and Barack Obama. you know. And as well, I will say that black people have a right to say who is black and who is not black, you know. And if we're dealing with mixed, particularly when we're dealing with mixed folk, right, biracial folks, people who have a black parent and a non-black parent, I think the idea of vetting really needs to come into play, right? And I feel like sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I think black people do vet biracial folks, but I think it's more so on who they like and who they don't like, which, is a form of vetting, probably not the best form of vetting, but, I'm not going to completely knock it. I mean, why are you going to be welcoming folks into your club or your home or whatever you want to call it if you don't like them? Like if you're going to be coming in here, like we got to at least be cool, right? But back to this though. So for me, again, I don't think that Kamala Harris is a black woman per se. Um, you know, is the Indian American community or the Indian community, are they like championing Kamala Harris as like, oh, she's the first Indian vice president woman? I don't really see that. Maybe it is somewhere around here and I'm just not looking. But just throwing that out there, right? But I do see maybe more so like black people pushing that, like, oh, we got our first black female president, strong black woman in the White House, right? And I can understand black women kind of wanting that, so I'm not going to knock black women for wanting that and, trying to get that. I mean, folks kind of did that with Barack Obama, right? Um, But I think with Barack Obama, things might be a little bit different. I guess just because of who Barack Obama chose as a wife versus who Kamala Harris chose as a husband. And some people may say, well, that's not fair. That shouldn't matter. But I think that it's a factor. I'll say that. It may not be the only factor or the deciding factor, but I think it is a factor, right? Who you choose to, marry, procreate, start a family with, that is, that's a big deal. And I'll say that Barack Obama and Michelle Obama, they have at least continued blackness, in the form of their two daughters, you know. While Kamala Harris, I don't know. Like, is she really going to be continuing blackness with her white husband? Not being shady, but I'm just saying. And as well, just on like a low-key spiritual tip, I don't know. I don't really feel like a strong black vibe from Kamala Harris like that. But maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I'm missing something. But, I don't know. I'm not feeling the blackness, right? And, you don't have to be, darker than 1,001 midnights to have someone feel your blackness. Because there are people who are like, very much black, and sometimes you don't really be feeling their blackness like that. Like, say, Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron. Like, he is phenotypically black, but you don't really get that vibe from him like that, right? Do you really even like black people? Do you really associate yourself with black people? Do you care about black issues? Things like that. So again, it's not always based on just, how you look. It's also about how you think too. But, especially for the black women out there, what do you think about this? Do you think that Kamala Harris is representing for you? Do you think she's, a strong black woman in the White House that's going, keep it real for the sisters, representing, hold it down for the sisters? You think she's going to really be caring about black women's issues? Let alone black people's issues. He's right. But you think she's going to really caring about black folk issues like that? You know? But yeah, this video is a bit of a rant. But I just wanted to come through and just get my little 2 cents about this, and get your little 2 cents about this, and then we can combine both of our 2 cents and get 4 cents and go, buy ourselves. What can you buy with 4 cents? But I know some people are going to come through and be a bit sensitive about this because it's a sensitive topic when we start talking about who's black and who's not black. But I do think it's important to like make distinctions about that, because a lot of times people come through the community and use the community, and then you never really hear from them again. So it's black people should not be guilted for questioning someone's allegiance to blackness. Someone's how someone views themselves racially. I personally just don't think that should be something that black folks should be made to feel guilty about. Yeah. Also, this just popped into my head. Like, didn't Joe Biden say like something to the effect of like, oh, if you don't vote for me or something like that, then you're not black? Right? So a lot of people do be feeling entitled to define who is black and who's not black and don't even really associate with black. You know, like just like if Joe Biden can be feeling bold enough to say who's black and who's not black, then black people should definitely be feeling bold enough to say who's black and who's not black, right? You know, also, like, is Kamala Harris's black parent, her father probably, is he even really like, I don't even think he's really like super quote unquote black, you know. Um, but yeah, it's just something interesting. But I'm pretty sure that black people as a collective are going to run with Kamala Harris as a black woman, partially because um, you know, she's a woman as well, but partially and a lot because they want like, oh, the first black female president, you know, they want that. And as well, I mentioned this earlier, I touched on this earlier, but there's some people out there who just view Barack Obama as being mixed biracial, no matter what, whether he's with Michelle Obama or not. I'm sure some people feel the same about Kamala Harris. Now, I would say, like, do you think that Kamala Harris would be more accepted as a black woman if she was with a black man? Like a phenotypically black man who, you know, has the phenotype of, say, Idris Elba, right? You think folks would be more accepting? And if she had kids that were like maybe brown skin or something, you think that would kind of sway people a bit more? But hey, I guess she got the vote. Her and Joe Biden got the vote, so I guess it didn't really matter about her white husband or whatever. Um, but as far as the way that Kamala Harris personally views herself and identifies, it'll come out eventually. Whether the truth is going to come out one way or another, whether it's true that she does or true that she doesn't. It's going to come out at some point, one point or another. But yeah, congratulations to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris for their victory, and shout out to biracial girls, dun, dun, biracial girls doing it for themselves. Or should it be black girls doing it for themselves? Like, strong, independent sisters, black women doing it for themselves. But let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section. Until the next video, adios and goodbye for now.